Hello, darling. How are you? I'm hoping you're doing well. This message is for anyone that has been coming out from a very long period of some kind of darkness such as depression, anxiety, or any kind of mental health disorders or issues. Especially also if you are someone that's comparing your life to different kind of people. I don't mean comparing in money or in looks, but there are different ways that you sometimes feel lesser than someone else, or you feel like you're not doing enough like everyone else. Okay, then watch this. Otherwise, if this does not resonate with you, do not watch this. Okay, anyways, I'm glad that we cross paths. We're all only human. I also do this from time to time. This happens, right? Just a while before I'm recording this, I also felt the same thing. I'm not different from you. We're all human. While I give you messages, it's not that I'm someone very superior. I also go through these things in my daily life, right? And that's why I'm making this message for you. Okay. Darling, you're someone that's very pure. You have a very beautiful heart. You're a very good person. Okay. All these things you know about yourself. Sometimes you suffer a lot because of the kind of heart you have. Okay, you understand people extremely well. Sometimes you understand people even more than they know themselves, and you're always running to help people even when they don't want your help. You know all these things. It's all in the previous videos I've done. This is the theme, right? But today I want to talk to you about comparison, right? Especially if you have been someone that's been in this very long period of um, you've been in this long period of the shadow of learning to walk through this shadow, through this path of darkness, trying to find yourself again, trying to find meaning in your life, at the same time, crashing very badly. You feel like you don't want to wake up the next morning, right? Okay, so you might also be someone that is comparing yourself to a lot of your peers, okay, a lot of your friends or people around you, someone that's doing better than you. They could be miserable, you don't know about this, but I mean better as in maybe they're good in their career or something, right? And you're feeling like, okay, I did not do anything all these years. But you don't consider the fact that you have been suffering for a very long time. Your mental health has not been good, but still you're showing up for people every single day, every single second. You're trying not to give your worst to people. You're always trying to give your best to people. While you feel so drained, you feel so numbness. You feel extreme numbness, right? You don't feel anything. You don't feel emotions as you used to feel. You don't like the things that you used to enjoy earlier. You don't feel like doing anything that makes you happy. You just feel numb. You can't feel excitement or happiness, okay? And sometimes it's getting so heavy for you that you just want to exit. You know what I mean? Like you just want to end everything. You don't want to take another breath. It gets so hard for you. But I just want to tell you this, that I know you've heard this many times before and you might not like what I'm saying. But you know what? This is who you are. This is the part of who you are. This is the part of your lessons. And I know now that you've heard this, you feel like you just want to click off this video. So that's up to you because you've heard this a million times and you're fed up. Because when someone offers you an advice, the advice feels good if something's improving in your life. But when you feel stagnant, when you feel like nothing is changing around you, but people are offering you advice, like left, right, and center, you don't like it. You won't like it, and I totally understand that because I've gone through these things as well. Okay, now you've had such bad mental health. You're still not out of it completely, but you've been through the worst. The worst is behind you now. Okay, you are pushing yourself to find light, to find a journey that will satisfy your soul, that you can do something with your life. Okay, you are not like those people that actually moved on with their life. Now whoever has moved on with your life, right, it's not their mistake. They did what they had to do. You are doing what you had to do. See, the point is, the kind of person that you are earlier, I'm not saying now you've learned a lot. You have a lot of good boundaries now. Okay, I don't know why I feel like some of you are somewhere around in the UK, or something about moving to a different country, okay? Something about this. Maybe something is bothering you. Okay. So I want to say this. Okay. I want to say stay hydrated. Take care of yourself because it feels like your self care right now is zero. It's minus zero. Because as I said, nothing interests you anymore. You don't even like dressing up. You would rather sit in a place and just stay there for a long time. My mouth feels really dry, so I'm telling you, probably someone has to drink water. Take care of yourself. This message is from me as well. I'm not going to lie, okay? Everybody's journey is different, right? I almost feel like somebody does not want to move forward in this message because they're feeling very like difficult. They're feeling anxiety once again. You're just thinking that this is another hopeless message for you. I don't know how we are going to feel. So if you want, you can listen to this or click off. Don't go into a little more anxiety, okay? Okay, so earlier I was saying you are this kind of person who earlier used to wait for people to catch up with you, right? Like, let's say if you took two steps ahead of someone, you would wait for the other person to catch up with you. And eventually, what happened is you actually got left behind. Everyone moved on with their lives. The people that inflicted pain in you, the people that actually put you in this depression and this anxiety, right? Usually, they say that we are responsible for our own happiness. People are not responsible for our situations. But somewhere the human aspect of us, right? It is true that some people do the most weirdest things to us. Okay, things happen when we cross paths with different kind of people. We do end up in different situations where it can have a negative effect on our health and our mental health, right? It makes you like you almost feel frozen at this moment, like you can't move, you can't think like you used to think, you don't have good ideas, you can't figure things out, you can't think about things the way you used to think. Earlier you were an amazing, like you could plan things like in a second, like you knew what is going to happen, right? Right now you're having a little trouble. This is why I'm saying it's a little trouble, is this is going to get better for you, okay? Also, I don't know why I feel very breathless, like I feel like I want to talk really 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 fast and pack everything in this message, okay? So I think you should not rush the process of how you're feeling. You can take one step at a time and things will fall into place. But if you are trying to do 10 different things on the same day, it's not going to happen. It's going to make you feel very disappointed because let's say you make a YouTube video. This is just an example, right? Because you're all very wise people. You can try making YouTube videos because you've been on this journey, right? This journey of self discovery, of this darkness coming out into this light. It's not been easy for you, okay? What you have learned you can share with others so they can benefit from it. Okay, so you could start uploading one video in a day, or like you know in one video in 2 days or something, instead of like sitting down with all your 10 ideas and recording all 10 videos and uploading it on the same day. Okay, that's just for someone, because there are a lot of creative people in this group, right? A lot of artistic people who can sit down to think of one thing, and you will get like 100 ideas, and you're good at those 100 things, and you want to do all of the 100 things. But sometimes we only have so much energy moving forward that we can only invest in a certain type of thing, right? Also, a lot of you tend to always compare yourself to other people in a different way. You always think that someone is doing better than you, even mentally, right? You feel like you actually start by appreciating people. You start appreciating how someone is handling their business, how much somebody is good at decision making. You almost feel like you lack these skills, but you don't. You're doing extremely well for yourself. You always compare yourself you feel like you're very little, you belittle yourself. It's because, seeing goodness in people is something else. Okay, so as I was saying, seeing goodness in people is another thing, okay? But you have a problem of like appreciating people too much. You actually, while appreciating those people for their skills, you genuinely do appreciate people, but you almost somewhat, it's very like blurry, it's very like um not clear, but somewhere you do end up comparing yourself to other people, okay? So let me give you this example. So back in the day, I had a friend, and I was like, I would appreciate how she would handle a lot of things. I would feel like, okay, she's like this. I would genuinely appreciate her, but somewhere within me, I felt like I did not harbor those kind of like skills or anything. But I had them, because my life was very different than hers. Okay, her life was very different than mine. She had the skills to deal with her life. I had the skills to deal with my life, right? Um, People who have gone through a little difficult kind of lifestyle would understand what I mean. Well, everyone can relate to this because everyone always goes through something in their life. So, when one of my friends heard this, this friend just told me, actually, everyone is like selectively smart. You have your own skill set for what you need it for, and the other person has it for themselves. There's not really anything to compare, right? A lot of you actually regret that you lost a lot of years, right? Maybe in these years you were going through a lot of like your mental health was really, really, really bad, and a lot of people don't know about this. Probably your own family does not know about this. A lot of people betrayed you, and it became so intense for you that it it became extremely difficult for you to handle this. Okay, someone that I'm speaking to knows about this. And so what happened is, in all these years, it was just about coming out of this mental health issues. You know what happens when you go into like really, really, really bad depression and stuff, right? Your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, everything feels different. You are not the same person as you were before, and discovering yourself again and trying to be that same person or being better than who you were is very difficult, but you're trying to do that. So kudos to you. A lot of people on your journey, right, would have given up a long time ago. You're finding it very difficult. I do not know who you are. You're finding it very, very, very difficult to cope up with how things are right now. You're finding it really difficult to move forward, but you are trying, you are moving forward. And if you feel like your moves are like very short and very slow, you're still moving. Slow movement is also movement. You get it? It's also taking you somewhere. So do not underestimate yourself always and comparing yourself to, how well your friend is doing. It's because no one knows the kind of journey you were on, right? If somebody told you that friend of yours might have had a very different lifestyle than yours, you would have had something to deal with ever since you were a child. So you understand it's difficult for you, it's heavy for you, and you cannot always keep comparing yourself with how much you can endure, right? How much pain you can endure. And you have been doing your best. Just listen to this, okay? Listen to me right now. You have been doing your best so far, and you will still do your best because it's all about your heart. You have this heart where you will not stop, even if it's slow. You never know how you will rise. Some people will take 10 years of, effort into something to bloom. Who knows? Now you're feeling like you're very slow, but who knows? You might just bloom within a year, 10 months. Who knows? Okay. Also, I want to say stop playing small. You play very small, and it's not you. You know the kind of person you are. You are this calm, composed, relaxed person, but you're extremely wild in your heart. I don't know why today the way I'm speaking and the message is coming through is very different from you, okay? Like I'm trying to catch a breath. I almost feel like you have a very, very, very wild warrior spirit. Warrior spirit because you are that headstrong person, but you're very wild. Like, you can't be tamed. I almost feel like I'm thinking of wolves and fire. Okay, you have this kind of energy. It's like I just want to rush, 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 and don't rush. Don't rush. This is your message. You want to rush, but don't rush. Rushing is not for you right now. For you, right now, it is about